Hi, this is Catherine Gage, also KG Beauty Within, and I have just been watching this drama with Jaclyn's cosmetics. And when I tell you that it is a mess, it is truly a mess. And I have been so careful not to say anything, but it is just mind-boggling. Honestly, it is truly mind-boggling what has happened to these lipsticks. Apparently, what everyone is saying is that the lipsticks are old and they have mold on them. Some have gotten some reviews where they have hairs or hairy fur-like fibers in it, and they're melting. They're just not withstanding production. And the beauty industry has been in an uproar over this, and I really hadn't wanted to say anything about it, but it is really mind-boggling. Of course, I am a independent Mary Kay beauty consultant, and I am just so happy. I'm happy that anytime our company comes out with a product, we can rest assured that they have researched it. We can rest assured that that the product is going to be of the best quality. And mind you, there have been times when the packaging didn't go quite right, and they wouldn't vamp, and Mary Kay wouldn't vamp it. They would, they would let us have it at our wholesale price, and be able to explain to our customers that something's going on with the packaging or something like this, so the product wouldn't go to waste. But if it was not right, they would not vamp it. And I really feel bad for her. Honestly, I feel bad for her, but also I feel bad for the customers who have had to experience this, because as a YouTube creator, as a entrepreneur, as someone that really wants to bring value to the YouTube community and to my customers, to my subscribers, I have been really not wanting to say anything about this. And I'm not on here trying to spill any tea. I'm not on here trying to do any gossip, but it's mind-boggling to me that, for one, the lipsticks, some of the ones that I have seen, this one lady even came out and had a total scientific laboratorial type of video about it, and because she's a chemist. And others have came out and just had their microscopes out and really put the lipsticks under scrutiny. And I really applaud Naima, because Naima, when I saw her video, I went back to see her video because I wanted to see if she recognized some of the things that the other people were saying. And you know what? She was such a trooper. She first started seeing the fuzzy things on her video, and she started just blowing she blew it. She just blew it off. She just kept blowing it off because she didn't know what it was. And then one while, she even had one lipstick almost cut her lip, and she was like, what the blank, and she just kept on going. But she just kept going, trying to make this review, trying to be honest, and but things were just happening with those lipsticks. Even before everybody knew what was going on with the lipsticks, things were happening on her video. And what is so mind-boggling is that when Jaclyn Hill came out with her video, and she just talked about how awesome the lipsticks were, she must got the best batch. All I can say, she must have got the best batch. And there is a thing with the code. So they're telling you if you have this certain code to check, because you may have a bad batch. And honestly, what do you all think about this? Do you think she should just recall the lipsticks? I mean, if you had something that just totally flopped, would you recall it? And I mean, she's refunding people, trying to make it right. But honestly, at this point, when it comes to people health, it comes to people lips. Maybe some people have shown pictures on Instagram, Twitter of their of getting rashes on their lips, of getting rashes on their skin for trying out the lipstick. So at this point, it's beginning to be a health hazard. It's beginning to be a health hazard. And then how she she just really blasted the young lady that told her about the lipstick. She said her lips were crusty. She really went out of her way and just really dissed this young girl. And all the customer was trying to do was just to let her know that the lipsticks were bad. And she really dogged this young poor lady out. I mean, she dogged her out on Instagram and Twitter. And so then when she finally comes out and make a statement, what she says is she blamed the laboratory. She said they was using fuzzy gloves, and then when they got out the gloves, when they would go to the bathroom, they would have to get other fuzzy gloves. She was really trying to explain why they was having these fuzzy things on the lipsticks. But one young lady even went so far, and I'm going to link some of these videos to let you see what I'm talking about. She actually pulled out a long fiber or something in her lipstick. It looked like a hair. Her mother told her to stop, quit, don't use it, don't put that on yourself. It's horrible. And I am just like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. At first, I didn't know what was going on. I'm on YouTube, and I'm creating my channel, and I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, I kept seeing all the line pages and things like that. And then I saw one of my YouTubers that I look at, and she was saying that Jaclyn Hill was a liar. And I was like, what in the world is going on? So I started watching, and all of a sudden my mouth was like wide open. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, this is like a total nightmare on a product that just went wrong all the way. And so what I would say is that we all make mistakes. We all have done something that we're not proud of. But at this point, I would say she needs to recall these lipsticks. Don't even worry about getting the people their money back. Yes, give them their money back, but recall the lipsticks. Just say, you know what, this is a total flop. I'm going to come back and do something else. And then another thing a lot of people are saying about Jaclyn is like, you'll never hear from her until she wants to have a big promotion, like the Morphe's. She came out and promoted Morphe's, or they said you don't hear from her. And that is something that you look at some of our African American YouTubers, creators, and they're the subscriber count is huge, but it's not as huge. It's not huge as some of these other jurors, and the ones that like a reputation. If you have a reputation of always coming out with something bad, or some people saying that they think that these lipsticks are about 5 years old because she's been talking about this lunch for 5 years. And I know, I've never have launched the product, so I can't judge her on how the product should be. But all I can base my opinion on is the fact that I know that our company stand behind their products, and I know we have the science, the science behind the lipsticks, the science behind the product. We have researchers, we have people that just really, we have a great Mary Kay corporation, and you think about it, if Mary Kay or someone else, one of these other companies had came out like this, it would have been the ultimate. They would have just ripped us apart, and so I'm just really, I feel like the whole situation is just messed up, and I just really have been sitting on here hesitating to even say anything about it. But at this point, I feel like she really needs to recall the lipsticks. I believe that would be the proper thing to do. She came out with her statement, but really it wasn't a statement. It was kind of like, just blaming people. And sometimes we have to just own up to it. They did not do well. The lipsticks, I feel, and if it is the laboratory, shame on the laboratory. because she has put her money in this, and that's another thing that's, that's kind of, you got to think about the whole financial thing is, she put her money in this. She put, she really wanted to come out with a good brand, and it did not turn out so right. I don't know what happened and how her rating, when she was the only one that did her rating on her lipsticks, and hers was perfect. There was no fibers, there was nothing. And then all of a sudden other people started getting their lipsticks, and the lipsticks are $18 a tube, which to me that's not an expensive price, because our lipsticks are, so we have some of ours that are $18 a tube. We have some of ours that are $15 a tube, and these were supposed to be all neutral lipsticks, and then there were some that were not so neutral. They did look kind of vampy and looked a little bit I forget the color, but it looked a lot more darker, so it wasn't all the way in the news. But she came out with quite a few shades, and I can understand if one or two shades might have had a problem, but mostly all of these shades are having a problem. That's when it's like, oh my God, and if it would have been different if just one person would have just said they had fibers on their lipsticks or had black moles, and some of them was showing pictures of the black on their lipsticks and bubbles in the lipsticks. The bullets were falling apart and things like that. And then she came out and said something about that when they was in the UPS truck or the delivery truck, they couldn't withstand the temperature. I have never in my life heard this before, because our products ship all the time, and I've never heard about the lipsticks not being able to withstand the temperature. And I even saw one of the YouTubers even did, like, how when you deposit the lipsticks, he went to as far as to melt down the lipsticks to see what the lipsticks were, got out his microscope, and I mean, it was just really, I'm from the medical field, so I have a strong stomach. I used to type medical transcriptions, so I would have typed everything before breakfast. So my stomach it's like it's a medical stomach. But when it came to seeing some of the things on these listings, I could not take it. I was like, oh my God. And so I just want to know, what do you all think? Do you think she needs to recall the lipsticks, or are you happy with her just paying everybody? Giving them she said, I'm going to make it right, I'm going to get you some more lipsticks. Honestly, I wouldn't want any more lipsticks. I would just want a refund and be done with it. And I think that she really needs to recall it, because now we're coming to a health hazard. The FDA has not said anything. There's need to be, somebody it's going to have to, it seems like it's escalating to the point where FDA is going to have to step in. And so it's just really, really bad. And I've been hesitant about even saying anything about it, but it's really been on my mind. I'm like, because when you think about people's health, when you think about as beauty makeup artists and being in the beauty industry, we always have to have sanitation and try to make sure that we clean our brushes, and we have to sanitize our lipsticks when you using on clients. We're not just talking about just lipsticks that you're using for yourself. We're talking about things that people are spending their money for, and that people are starting to, and we don't know how far-fetched the stories are. Granted, anybody can come up and say that they had something on their lip. It could have been, someone could have had a fever blister or something and took a picture. But I feel like that it's just too many stories out there, too many things. Everybody saying the same thing for it to be a coincidence. If it was just one lipstick, then I would say okay. But this is like, I just realized, I just really hope that this blows over real soon. But I just really feel sorry for all. I'm not really a big Jaclyn Hill fan, but I'm not against her, because I feel like as an entrepreneur, there's plenty of room for all of us as creators. I don't down anyone, but I just was wanting to come to my subscribers and see, what do you all think about this? What do you all think? And do you think she needs to recall them? That's just my opinion. Nobody's paid me to say this. Nobody's is sponsoring me saying this. I am just blown away with this. I'm just really blown away with it. All right, this is Catherine Gage, also KG Beauty Within, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant. Remember, God first, family second, career third. Put all three things in perspective, and everything do fall in place. Take care. Bye-bye.